Yo guys, so today I'll be doing a post-launch analysis, right, for the Orie. So I really feel that the post-launch analysis is as important as the pre-launch analysis, and this will also help you guys to position yourself for the upcoming launches at Alta and also at Parktown Residences. So stay tuned to find out more. Okay, so I know some of you guys has been following me for a while, and if you really found my content that's useful and has added value to you, do feel free to leave me a like and subscribe, okay? Okay, so right now, before I go through as to what happened for Orie's booking date and also the VVIP, right? I just want to share with you that the Parktown Residences coming up at Tampines over there, the preview should be starting in February. So if after this analysis and you feel like this is something that you would like for Alta or even Parktown itself, do feel free to scan the QR code or you can click the WhatsApp link below to reach out to me. Alright, so now I'll begin. So first of all, I want to congratulate CDL for being able to sell 86% of the launch, the Orie, at the launch weekend. And the prices are actually averaging at around $2,700 per square feet. So I think the main important thing is that did you get it on a good price if your ballot number is good, and also what is considered good. So today I'll be just sharing more on the price analysis component that I've done for my clients who actually balloted for the Orie, and you can see if this is something that you are looking out for and it'll be useful for you, maybe for the upcoming launches. Okay, so right now I'll be covering on what actually happened for the VVIP booking day and also how many units was actually sold. So you can see over here, there's a total of 777 units available. And before the actual normal queue, the priority people, right, the VVIPs, already booked about 22% out of these 777 units, which is 176 units. So I think very importantly, this is something you need to know before you actually go for the booking. I think it's quite important information because from what I heard prior to this actual booking day, right, the VVIP, actually there was about 200 plus checks. And then out of these 200 plus, only about 176 of them went to book a unit. Very important is that even for us agents, right, CDL was pretty secretive about the whole thing. We honestly don't know what happened on the VVIP day itself, okay? But what we heard on the ground is that they might have increased the price maybe once or twice before the public launch day. Overall, it was very secretive and we only knew about how many units was actually sold on the booking day itself. So at the end of VVIP day, honestly, most of us didn't even know what was the units actually sold. And from what I heard, agents could only buy above 20th floor. So I think they were trying to do something similar to what Simian did for AOK. Yeah, but overall, it was very secretive and there wasn't much information that we actually knew other than there was a total of 22% sold before the actual public queue. Okay, so now we'll start looking at the 2-bedroom types that's being sold in the VVIP queue, just to get a sense of what was the buyer's preference. Okay, so over here, I'll go through all the stacks one by one. So stack 1, 5, 9, 10, 11, 15, 19, 20. Then I'll just tell you guys what is the general trend of the units being sold and which facing it is. So now let's start with stack 1. Stack 1 is over here. It's facing inwards, pool facing unit, okay? And so for this stack 1, this 646 square feet unit, right? So for the VVIP, it actually sold 12 out of 38 units. And you can see that majority of the buyers are a little bit more quantum sensitive. So we are looking at a trend of below 24th floor. So second one we are looking at is stack 5. So stack 5 will be facing towards the road, facing outwards and towards the HDB side. So for stack 5, right, we actually have 6 out of 39 units being sold and most of them are below level 20 over here. And then now we look at stack 9. Stack 9, pool facing unit. Okay, this is the bigger 2-bedroom already. And definitely this is one of the more premium views already. So here, 11 out of 39 units being sold for stack 9. And most of them fall below the 20th floor. So from this, right, it's very clear that the buyers, I think they're still more quantum sensitive rather than going for the maximum, like highest floor views for 2-bedrooms especially. Okay, so now we look at stack 10, which is this middle stack over here. So this is also the 678 square feet unit, pool facing. So here you can see, right, the 678, it wasn't the most popular one. Okay, so it is sold 4 out of the 38 units and majority of them are on the low floor. So you can see over here why we actually trying to compare between these few stacks, right, is that you see for stack 1, stack 10 and stack 9, right, actually the stack which sold the least we are looking at is stack 10, and majority of stack 10 was actually on the low floor. So I think you must look from this perspective that probably people, if they are more quantum sensitive, then they might have gone for stack 1, because stack 1 will probably offer the cheapest option if it's the inward facing one. But if maybe they need a 2+ study, something slightly bigger, or maybe they buying for own stay, they have a helper, or they need the storeroom, they still need the bigger space. Then in the end, stack 10 is like the in-between, if you limited by budget, you won't go for stack 10. Then if you have budget and you want a little bit more space, you might actually consider the bigger layout. So I think stack 10 was something in between. So that's why we can see the smaller take-up rate, lower take-up rate for the VVIP itself. But I mean, do bear in mind, of course, all the units were sold on the public launch day, but this is what the buyers' behavior we can see in the Toa Payoh area. I mean, if you just compare between stack 1 and stack 10, right, the additional benefit of, like, say, this 32 square feet, you pay maybe $2,700 per square feet. You don't really get an additional usage for the space. So that's why you see, based on the elimination, stack 1 does seem like a more logical choice if you were to compare a similar PSF between the same floor units, because you can get almost 30 square feet cheaper than the stack 10. Okay, so now we take a look at stack 11, which is over here. Also a 646 square feet unit, inward facing. So stack 11, right, you see the popularity of it. Stack 11, we have 13 out of 39 units being sold, and majority of them are below level 26. So same trend also, buyers for the VVIP, they are not going for the super high floor, they are still going something that is more comfortable for their budget range. And now we have stack 19. So stack 19, same thing, is also a 2+ study. So for those that probably need a bigger space, they will still go for the bigger thing. At least when you add the maybe 50 square feet difference, right, you get an additional study area, But like you see, you compare to stack 20, same thing. Stack 20, right, you see in the middle here, because like I mentioned, from the 678 to the 646, right, there is no real additional benefit other than maybe a slightly bigger living room area. That's why people don't really see the additional utility in the space itself. So that's why there was no units being sold on the VVIP. Yeah, so I think this was quite interesting, and I think quite obvious in a sense when you think about the budget and the square feet jump, what is the price gap, and then what additional things you get. So this is the things that I would advise the clients prior to the launch day already. Okay, so now I'll cover on the 3-bedroom types that's being sold on the VVIP itself. So over here, the first one, we'll start on stack 3, which is over here, top left-hand corner. So this is the dual key unit. And you can see on the VVIP sold, we only have 1 out of 39. So you can see from here, majority of the people would still prefer the other layouts over the dual key layout unit types. And then the second part, we are looking at stack 6. Stack 6 is the 3-bedroom compact, which is facing towards the roadside and the HDB that block. So over here, you can see it's quite a sparse range for the stack 6, but we have 17 out of 39 units being sold, and it's a spread. So I think overall, it's still quite a popular unit in terms of the unit selection. Okay. Then the second one, we have stack 7, which is the 3-bedroom premium. So this is also facing towards the HDB that stack and the roadside. So 12 out of 39 units being sold, and all of them are below level 25. So I think you can see a trend, right? If between stack 6 and 7, I guess people are mostly more quantum sensitive. That's why they will still go for the compact over the 3-bedroom premium. And now we look at stack 13. Stack 13, which is on the south side. You can see over here, stack 13, right, is actually a lot more popular. We are looking at 25 out of 39 units being sold. And this is also quite sparse. There's no particular trend or below which floor. Generally, it's quite a hot layout, hot stack at least. Okay. Then now we have the last one, which is stack 16. 3-bedroom compact. So overall, you can see, right, majority of the buyers they are gravitating towards the south side facing, and you can see for stack 16, we are looking at 22 out of 39 units available. So to be honest, today, if you are looking into the resale market, even at Gem Residences, ideally you want to probably get something in the south facing side compared to the north facing side. So I think this is something you can pick up for buyers that's looking at Toa Payoh area, because this is the trend that people would probably prefer. Yeah, so I think maybe you feel like, hey, now Orie already sold or what? There's no point in dissecting this data. But I think this really helps because you can still use this data as a case study lah, when you go and purchase a unit at maybe say Gem Residences. So I think these are all quite important points and takeaways that we can have. Okay, so now we look at the VVIP 4-bedroom units type being sold. So to be honest, there's only 2 stacks. Okay, so the first stack is stack 8, which is facing the pool, and second one is stack 17, which is facing south side. So I think also don't have a very distinct difference between the two. So stack 8, we have 11 units being sold, but majority of them are being below level 14, okay, and majority of stack 17 is quite spread out, and then it's 10 out of 39 units being sold and 11 out of the 9 units being sold respectively. And unfortunately, the prices, they're all unknown lah, especially for the VVIP. This one we probably have to wait 3 to 4 weeks when the caveat is actually lodged, then we can actually see the actual price. Okay, last but not least, we can now see the 5-bedroom. So these are 2 stacks. Stack 2 over here facing the pool, and then we have stack 12 which is also inward facing, but it will be facing towards the HDB roadside. Okay, so respectively, both are 3 units sold, and most of the stack 2 one are below level 20, and then for stack 12, there's no distinct difference. It's like they're quite sparse. Oh, that's overall for all the VVIP units being sold. Okay, so right now I'll be going through even the most interesting part, which is the price gap analysis. And today I'll be touching on my personal opinion of the best buys of the Orie versus the other buys. So do take note that this is not financial advice, and if you already book a unit for the Orie and it doesn't fall within what I deem as a best buy, don't have to drop the unit one. Like, just really take it with a pinch of salt, because this is how I actually advise my client. If you have other points of view or that, you should go through based on your own metrics. But this is how I will actually evaluate what is actually a better buy versus another option. Okay, so other than price gap analysis, of course, okay, so as for example, right now we'll be going through on the 2-bedroom types. So over here, you can see, actually I got collate all the Trevista 2-bedroom layout types, Gem Residences, and then the Orie, right? So from here, we can actually see what kind of layout that is a little bit different, what's the edge, all this. So if you find that this is something that resonates with you, you can feel free to reach out to me, because we have the upcoming launches, and definitely I'll be able to do the same kind of deep analysis. But for the interest of time, I'll be just touching on the price gap analysis today. Okay, so now just take note of the left side one, okay? So now we can see for Gem Residences, right? Like for example, we have this 2-bed 1-bath at Gem Residences, level 37, okay? And all these transactions for the resale that I'm using is transacted in the last 12 months. So nothing beyond that, because I think anything beyond that, the market is actually changing quite fast. So the PSF and the prices, I feel like it's outdated already. And just for comparison's sake, I won't be comparing the PSF, because it's a bit of confusion to compare between the harmonized and non-harmonized and the square feet, because some of them is like, oh, got aircon latch, no aircon latch. So main comparison, I'm just using the type of bedrooms versus the price and the quantum gap. So from there, I think just to run through with you how I actually do a comparison. So for example, like this level 37 Gem Residences 2-bed 1-bath unit transacted at 1993 PSF, 592 square feet at 1.18 million. And then the next comparison I'll have is the Orie level 37 3024 PSF for the 2-bed 1-bath, 592 square feet at 1.79 million. Okay, so over here we have the price gap of 610,000 for this 2-bed 1-bath. Okay, so now we look at the Gem Residences 2-bed 2-bath. So now we'll be comparing the level 31, level 19 versus what we had at the Orie. So do bear in mind, you see here 31 and 19, but then here I have 31 and 17. Why is this so? Is because it's either I don't have the prices for level 19 at the Orie, or it hasn't been transacted yet. So just for comparison's sake, I'll be just using those that already has been transacted or I have the prices for. And at least I will choose as close as possible to the floor so that it doesn't stray too much. So just take note that it's not a typo, it's just what I have at the moment. Okay, so now we can see Gem Residences, 2 bed, 2 bath, level 31, transacted at 2035 PSF, 678 square feet and 1.38 million. And now for the level 19, over here, we have 1962 PSF, 678 square feet and 1.33 million. So let's see what is the nearest comparison we have right now for Orie. So level 31, 2964 PSF, 646 square feet, 1.91 million. Level 17, 2819 PSF, 646 square feet, 1.82 million. So this is the smaller 2 bed, 2 bath layout type for the Orie, right? And just based on this comparison, we are looking at a price gap of about 530,000 and 490,000 respectively. So now if we look at the slightly bigger 2 bed, 2 bath for the Orie, right? And the corresponding floor. So 2934 PSF, 678 square feet, 1.98 million for level 31, and level 19, 2802 PSF, 678 square feet and 1.89 million. So over here, you can see the price gap of 600k and 560k. And now we look at Trevista's 2 bed, 2 bath. So level 22, we have 1815 PSF, 926 square feet, 1.68 million. Level 16, 1846 PSF, 861 square feet, 1.63 million. And compared to Orie's bigger 2 bedroom, 2 bath layout types, level 22 and level 16, level 22, 2833 PSF, 678 square feet, 1.92 million. Level 16, 2752 PSF, 678 square feet and 1.86 million. So this will result in a price gap of 240,000 and 230k. And last but not least, we are looking at Trevista's 2 plus study. Level 9, 1730 PSF, 1012 square feet, 1.75 million. Level 14, 1848 PSF, 1012 square feet and 1.87 million. So the nearest comparison we have for the 2 plus study at the Orie, right? Level 7, 2630 PSF, 700 square feet, 1.84 million. Level 15, 2747 PSF, 700 square feet, 1.92 million. So over here for the price gap for 2 plus study, we are looking at 90k and 50k. So overall, in conclusion, when we see this entire thing, right, the smallest gap actually for me comes from the 2 plus study, which is coming from the stack 9 and 19 for the Orie. And the biggest gap will actually come from the 2 bed, 1 bath from stack 5 and 15. So this is overall for the 2 bedroom Orie price gap analysis. You can leave in the comment section below if you feel like this is a fair comparison. But I feel like this is what I could come up with, and this is probably the best kind of resale comparison, because I feel like nowadays people, if you use the recent launches, maybe when you compare to the Orie versus Nava Grove or even Trump Park, I feel like it's a bit off, because in the end it's still the different area. And yes, even though the new launch prices might be similar at a similar price point for OCR versus RCR, but in the end I feel like you're buying into this area. So buyers looking at this Toa Payoh area, they won't look at Lorong Chuan. They confirm will just look at what is available in Toa Payoh or Braddell area. It's like, I just feel this is the much better metric or comparison. At least this is how I advise my clients. So in the end, for the two bed, I feel like the best buy would be actually for the 2 plus study. And for example, right, if you see let's say I take an example, Gem Residences 2 bed, 1 bath, right, we are looking at probably similar layout types to what we see at the Orie. Maybe the Orie one is slightly better, it's slightly bigger because it's harmonized. But in the end, we are looking at a price gap of 610,000 for the same floor, same facing, same floor at least. Okay. Then if you see the 2 bed, 2 bath over here, right, actually the price gap is significantly lesser for a bigger unit type. Isn't supposed to be like, if the unit is bigger, then we will probably see a bigger price gap. So if the unit is the smaller one, and then over here we still see that the price gap is bigger, then it's just a bigger percentage of the overall price. I don't know if you understand my math lah. Basically, 610k over 1.18 million, it will be a higher percentage to compare to maybe let's say 530k over 1.38 million. So this is how I will actually do the comparison in terms of quantum and percentage. Okay, so now for 3-bedroom, of course, I won't go through the layout types, but same thing, I will have already prepared all the layouts for my clients so that you can easily compare on the launch day itself. So now for the Orie 3-bedroom price gap analysis. So same thing here. For Gem Residences, I'll just compare the, let's say, 3-bedroom compact to the Orie's 3-bedroom compact, premium then to premium, then the triple key to dual key. So it's just a very fair comparison. Okay, so Gem Residences 3-bedroom compact, level 27, 2059 PSF, 947 square feet at 1.95 million. So here, the Orie, right, 3-bedroom compact, level 26, 2848 PSF, 850 square feet and 2.42 million. So this results in a price gap of 470,000 for the 3-bedroom compact. Now for the 3-bedroom premium, right, at Gem Residences, level 11, 1943 PSF, 1055 square feet at 2.05 million. Level 19, 1929 PSF, 1055 square feet and 2.03 million. So from here, if we compare directly to the Orie's 3-bedroom premium, level 11, 2601 PSF, 1044 square feet at 2.71 million. Level 22, 2713 PSF, 1044 square feet at 2.83 million. So this will come up to a gap of 660k and 800,000 respectively. So now if we compare to the smaller 3-bedroom premium at the Orie, level 11, 2616 PSF, 1023 square feet, 2.67 million. Level 22, 2730 PSF, 1023 square feet and 2.79 million. So this will result in a price gap of 620,000 and 760,000 respectively. So now we look at the triple key series, right, for the Gem Residences. Level 26, 1787 PSF, 980 square feet and 1.75 million. So the closest comparison will be Orie's 3-bedroom dual key layout types. Level 22, 2606 PSF and 1130 square feet at 2.94 million. So for this price gap for the 3-bedroom dual key, we are looking at 1.19 million. So next, moving on, we have the 3-bedroom premium top price Trevista. Level 11, 1902 PSF, 1098 square feet, 2.08 million. Level 39, 2014 PSF, 1152 square feet, 2.32 million. So when you compare respectively to a 3-bedroom premium at the Orie, so same floor types, okay? So in the end, PSF also will change accordingly lah. Then we have 2.71 million, 2.99 million, 2.67 million, 2.95 million for the different sizes. And this will come up to a price gap of 630,000, 670,000, 590 and 630k. So last but not least is the bigger 3-bedroom premium at Trevista. We are looking at level 16 at 2.47 million, 1270 square feet, 1945 PSF. Then we have the bigger layout types at Orie, level 16, 2649 PSF, 1044 square feet at 2.76 million. So this will actually come up with a price gap of 290,000. So in conclusion, right, from my price gap analysis, the smallest gap actually comes from the 3-bedroom compact from stack 6 and stack 16 of the Orie itself, and then the biggest gap will actually come from the 3-bedroom dual key units from stack 3. Yeah, so this is something that how I would advise my client based on price gap analysis from the resale nearby. Because we very likely are looking at the same bunch of resale buyers if they are considering between the different resales when the Orie hits the resale market in the future. So if you found my sharing for the 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom so far for the price gap analysis useful and you have already some valuable insights, do leave me a like and subscribe so at least I know that this is something that you guys are looking out for in terms of content, and at the same time this will also help to reach out to those that will find this content and information useful for them as well. Alright, thanks a lot. Okay, so now I'll jump straight into the 4-bedroom price gap analysis for the Orie. So over here, Gem Residences, You can see level 4 and level 14 respectively. And then we have 1249 square feet at 2.38 million and 2.6 million. Okay, so for the Orie, I'll be comparing with the 1216 square feet layout types, level 11 and level 14. So the quantum will be at 3.14 million and 3.15 million. So this will result in a price gap of 760k and 550k. Then now we look at Gem Residences 4 plus study. So level 37, 1636 square feet. Do take note, this Gem Residences one is the penthouse unit. So definitely it's a lot bigger. And 2.98 million. So comparing to the Orie's, right, 4 plus study, level 23, 1367 square feet at 3.53 million. So for the similar 4 plus study type, right, we are looking at price gap of 550,000. So next one over here, we have the Trevista's 4-bedroom type. So why I so many transactions from Trevista is because they have a lot of different 4-bedroom layout types. So you see level 13, level 22, level 25, level 37, and they all have different sizes from 1733, 1701, 1561, and 1615. And at 3.22 million, 3.2 million, 2.85 million, and 3.08 million. So now comparing to what we have at the Orie, right, transacted. So closest comparison, level 13, 22, 24, 36. And they are all 1216 square feet for the Orie. And then we are looking at price quantum of 3.14, 3.26, 3.28, and 3.42 million. So this will result in a price gap of negative 80,000, 60,000, 430,000, and 340k. And of course, for the 4 plus study at Trevista, there has been no transaction in the past 2 years. So it means there's been nobody selling over there. So for me, right, in conclusion, there wasn't really a very clear smallest and biggest gap for the 4-bedroom types. But if you ask me, personally, I feel like probably the smallest gap will come from the 4 plus study itself, because we can see that the supply is very low here. And of course, Trevista, there hasn't been any transaction for the 4 plus study for the past 2 years. And then there's only been one transaction at Gem Residences. So, but of course, if you compare to the Orie versus Trevista's bigger 4-bedroom layout types, then you can see the price gap for the 4-bedroom being significantly smaller. So maybe you can leave in the comment section of what you feel like is a more suitable metric to compare in terms of resale versus a new launch. So for me, at least, I think the 4 plus study does makes the most sense here. But if you compare between the 4-bed for Trevista and Orie, then maybe the 4-bed does have a smaller gap after all. Okay, so now we have the last one, which is the 5-bedroom price gap analysis. So over here, I think it has a very strong point in terms of the lack of supply. So of course, this is also part of the detailed analysis that I do for my clients. So Gem Residences is the only one with the 5-bedroom types. Trevista don't have any 5-bedroom types. Okay. So maybe the 4 plus study at Trevista can still replace the 5-bedroom types at Gem Residences. So over here, level 13, 1918 PSF, 1313 square feet, 2.51 million. Level 26, 2.65 million. So when we compare to the Orie's, level 13 and level 26, we are looking at 3.65 and 3.83 million respectively. So of course, here the price gap, we are looking at 1.14 million and 1.18 million. Do bear in mind that this is a harmonized 5-bedroom. And of course, you have to compare between the layout types. See if you are getting significantly more things as compared to what we had at Gem Residences. And also, this will be closer for the Orie's 1453 square feet. It will probably be closer towards the 1,005 square feet onwards. Yeah, so definitely, just based on the square feet alone comparison, they're almost looking at 200 square feet difference. Yeah, so this is just something for you guys to take note. But of course, I think the 5-bedroom buyers are definitely a different type of target market as compared to the 4, 3, and 2-bedroom buyers. So do you like the way I actually advise my clients, and do you think this will benefit you as well? So imagine if you had all this information prior to Orie's launch and on the actual launch day itself. I definitely think this will help you to make more informed decisions and not make any bad decisions also. So on top of the price gap analysis that I just did, you can also expect a detailed comparison between the layouts, maybe the site plan, what kind of pricing to expect for the loading per floor, and all this is already can be predicted beforehand, right? So that we don't have to panic on the actual launch day itself, so that we won't be lost also and make the poor decision. Yeah, so if you really think this is something that resonates with you and helpful for you, do feel free to reach out to me via the link below for the WhatsApp. Alright, and imagine just watching one of my YouTube videos, you've already gotten so much value and insights. What I can do for you if we were to have a consultation one-to-one for a more personalized approach. And looking forward for you to reach out to me, alright? Alright, so thanks for staying all the way to the end of the video. And today, if you are looking to make a purchase, maybe at the upcoming launches, Alta, or part-time residences, or even you want to compare maybe the current post launches and you're not sure of what kind of units, maybe what is suitable for you, you can feel free to scan the QR code or just drop me a WhatsApp. Alright, so I hope today you have enjoyed the analysis on the Orie, and see you guys for the next video. Bye.